Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Student Government Podcast. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's going to be a very exciting conversation. We have today our president of the Student Government Association, Sultana Zakia.
Hello.
And we have Ibrihim Goodman. If
Hello.
you guys would like to give a little introduction for yourself, please feel free. Go ahead.
I'm Sultana Zakia. You can call me Zakia. I'm a biomed major, as I mentioned on our last podcast, and I'm the president of Student Government.
All right, I'm Ibrahim. You can call me Ibrahim. I'm business administration, right? So, learning about the business ins and outs. You might see me on campus doing certain things in the marketing department, work study intern, and I'm happy to be here. Hopefully any information I give can be a benefit to you.
Before we keep going, did you know Atlantic Cape Community College has events?
Hello, the events that are coming up. We have Experienced the Power of a Dream. Join us at Atlantic Cape Community College, Atlantic City campus, for a mesmerizing live performance, King's Dream, happening on Wednesday, February 28th at 12 p.m. in room 204. Brought to you by renowned Key Arts Production, and this event promises to be a riveting journey through a life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Witness history come alive through a blend of captivating narrative, stirring music, and power of visuals. We'll see you there.
Visit atlantic.campusgroups.com/events for all event listings and information. So tell us a little more about yourself, man. Where did you grow up? Where were you born?
Okay, so I grew up, all right, so we're currently located in South Jersey, right? But I was on like the east side of South Jersey, closer to Philly, not in Camden, but I grew up elementary-wise in Lindenwood, right? So, that influenced a lot of who I am today. Like, as a little kid, I was very sociable. I was just running around speaking to, like, whatever, As far as my little childhood brain knew, I had my culturally diverse friends from everywhere, and then eventually I had moved into Ariel Elementary, or around that Sicklerville, which is Gloucester Township, right? So that influenced me. I went to Timber Creek High School. I have so much love for that school because of, how it helped give me the opportunities to who I am today. And so, yeah.
All right, that's cool though, man. That's nice to hear about. Can you list off like some of your hobbies? Do you have any like interest or anything you would like to talk about?
Hobbies. What do I do? All right. Well, my go-to is like, I'm in the gym. I would say I'm not the craziest person in the gym. I'm in the gym just, at first it was for looks. I'm gonna be honest with you. High school, I wanted to be him.
Yeah.
And then later on, eventually it was okay. Now I'm gonna teach you discipline, because when you're in the gym, it's long. It can be painful, and you have to be consistent. So now I'm learning discipline. And eventually, just being in the gym or fitness in general, kind of, I don't know. I feel like it gave me a very strong mind. Yeah. As for other hobbies, we could say watching anime,
cool,
playing video games, still regular things that we all do.
Yeah. So going to the gym, you said you started in high school, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what did you do to get in there? Like, what was your first gym?
All right, so it was the school gym. So I was in the weight room, and I trained with the athletic kids. And you know what? I'm gonna say that influenced a part of who I am, because me getting involved with the different groups of people. One, them athletes are gonna push you. That's definitely so. Love to all the TC football players, basketball players. Being in the weight room with Coach, I believe Coach Richard or Coach Richardson, when we were working out, he would take a moment to give his members some good pep talks, but it's like really like giving them game, giving them knowledge. So I'm over there hitting this that pet flying machine, and I'm also listening to some good wisdom and advice at the same time. So I would say like it was those little moments in high school that made me fall in love with fitness, like it impacted me.
Yeah, it makes you feel good too, man. I get that. Personally, I lost like 70 pounds last year, dude. I started at like 240, or my highest was like 260 or something, but I just started walking every day. I just went outside and I started walking for like 2 hours a day, and I started tracking my calories and stuff, and I got there eventually. I still have more work to do. Like right now, I'm kind of mostly where I want to be, but I want to like lose a little more before I start bulking it up, right? And I mean, dude, do you have any advice for people who are looking to get more into, bulking up and being more fit,
Bro, I would have asked you for advice. Like, I was thinking to ask you, like, okay, like, being someone that lost weight, I was gonna ask you, like, what are the gold rules? Because normally you hear, okay, all you have to do is calorie deficit, so eat below the amount of calories maybe you should be eating, and then work out. I mean, you're bound to see something.
It's so hard, and especially when you. The thing is, people don't realize is when you lose weight, you don't. The hunger still happens. Like, you still crave food, and I think it's partially genetic for me because both my parents were relatively obese, and we had our household. We didn't do a lot of cooking. We just kind of ate out a lot, and but eventually I just kind of buckled down for myself, and I realized, like, what am I doing? Like, if I'm not actively improving myself, I'm not really doing anything with my life, and I realized that I just need to relax, and I need to find something that makes me happy, because I eat out of boredom a lot. Like, if I'm eating, it's usually it comes from a tendency to just like want something to happen, and I just like sit there and watch TV and like do nothing, But partially finding a hobby. Like, I got really into chess like when I was 16. Like, I started playing competitively in tournaments and stuff, and I got into that. I got obsessed with it, and I started playing for like maybe 8 hours a day or something ridiculous, and having that mental stimulation meant I could stop eating, kind of, and partially that, and more recently I've gotten into music. Like, I've gotten playing guitar and piano and stuff, so I've been much happier, and I think it's partially because of the fitness, and it's partially because I'm keeping my mind occupied.
I also want to ask you, like, many people say goals of losing weight or gaining muscle, but part of me, I think it's a mindset thing. I think the mindset is the most important thing. What type of mind advice would you have for people, right?
Mind advice,
or just advice, because, for example, they might get in, but they'll fall off for whatever reason. I think it's a mind thing. What do you think?
I think if you're trying to improve yourself, you should go to a therapist first off. You should try to talk to someone who's qualified to deal with your issues, and I think once you're in there, they can even give you more advice on how your particular mind can kind of you can shift and adjust, because it's not I can't tell you how to lose weight, dude. It happens differently for everyone. It's a very different process, But if you have a therapist with you who can kind of maybe find the source of some of your issues, and if you're actually listening to them and you're actually trying to make improvements, like they will do something for you, and it's good. And I went to therapy for a couple of years. I didn't exactly like going in every day, but it did. It changed me. It changed me in a good way. So I would say that.
Talking about going to gym, we actually have a gym in the school.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we have.
Shoot. Yeah.
At the end of the gym.
I didn't even know
it's
that.
open 9 to 2, Monday to Friday, I guess.
Monday to Friday? Oh,
yeah.
Okay, shoot. Do you ever go there?
Nah, because I'm playing this Planet Fitness, bill, so I might as well do the Planet Fitness. But I can understand, like, that's a great resource, especially for those that don't know it exists, I want to head there.
Yeah. So what's the number one item on your bucket list, Ibrahim?
I'm obsessed with becoming this image of myself, right? And this image is pulled together with the multiple experiences I've had in my life, right? And so I think that's the main life goal, right? So if you're asking me what's on my bucket list, is, well, for whatever reason I've been put here on this earth, whatever that mission is, I better do it. You know what I mean? Like, that's the main goal I've had on my mind currently.
So what's the goal for you, though?
Man, all right. How about this, right? Because I consider myself a very intellectual person, but how about this? Just like how we are all onions, right? There's different layers of myself that has made me, but at the foundational core of who I am, it always ties into like my spiritual and religious beliefs, right? So I think my purpose has to do with something tied to my spiritual and religious beliefs, but I also have a good feeling that it's going to be in the realm of still probably teaching, still probably putting some sort of knowledge into others. You know what? And that same thought it is kind of why I chose like marketing as a profession, et cetera, because it all has to do with the messaging and the communicating of information to each other, to people, to reach a good goal.
Yeah. Plus, it's exciting. It's exciting to be, doing that and trying to get the message out there. Feeling like you have some creative vision in what you're doing, especially. I mean, let's just go straight into that, man. So you are a big marketing person at Atlantic Cape.
Yeah.
You do a lot of work for this
Yeah.
school, man. And I see it, and everyone else sees it. If you go on the Atlantic Cape Instagram page, you can see these reels that he's always the interviewer behind those videos, and he's always the one he's talking, and he's editing, and he's doing this whole process. And man, what's that like for you, dude? How'd you get into that too?
I joined a club, DECA. Very important. If you want to find out what you want to do in life, you have to get involved, and you have to gain exposure for yourself. When I did DECA, I did a marketing competition, me and a friend, and then before you know it, I was like, yo, this marketing stuff is kind of cool. And then I just kept doing my research. I found out, I say, for example, I researched this person, right? Oh, you're a marketing manager. What in the world did you do to get to where you are now? What certifications did I need? And bro, that generally started me on my path. And how I got the marketing position here is, well, as I said, I got involved. I got involved in the Men of Atlantic Cape, and so they were asking us maybe about our goals. And I'm like, I'm interested in marketing. Are there any networking opportunities at the school? Like, what can I do? Yeah. And then, Rashawn, he has said to me, he was like, hey, there might be an opportunity at the school for you as a work study. Why don't I reach out to, Nicole, someone in the marketing office, and then before you know it, bing, 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 bouncing off to this person, and, I had the interview, and that's how things got started here.
Yeah, I think I heard a little bit about that too. I think you did an Instagram reel where you're talking about networking a little bit. You told us how you joined Men of Atlantic Cape, right? Mm-hmm. And the guy in there, is Rashawn the leader of that, or is he part of the club?
I would say,
he's the advisor, I guess.
He's the advisor?
Okay. But I will say it is not a club. It is a program to help the retention of colored males or any males at Atlantic Cape, boost their leadership skills.
Super interesting, man. It's so cool to see how you applied your sense of discipline into different fields and even into your own career. I think this experience, what you're doing on Atlantic Cape, will ultimately leverage you into new positions, new contacts, new networking opportunities, and it'll get you into a good career. And that's what I think everyone should be doing on campus too. If you are a member of the school and you're looking for ways to influence your community a little more, if you're looking to give back, maybe you can do whatever you want here. Like we just started this podcast out of the blue. I thought about it. I was telling Zakiya about it, and we just kind of made it happen. We talked to Navin, our media producer, and we just got it off the ground, man. You can just do that. You can just talk to someone. Go talk to the advisor. Talk to us. Come to our room. What's our room number again?
G112.
Come to G112. Come talk to us, and we'll try to help you. We'll try to make it happen.
I have a question for you. How do you like Atlantic Cape Community College?
How do I like the community college? All right, but a part of that is going to tie to what he just said. It was because I liked how, let's say, almost like a sandbox, you know what I mean? You can do almost kind of whatever you want, right? There's a lot of opportunities. In a sense, it's all for the taking, you know what I mean? So it's like, if you envision yourself doing this, you have the influence as a student to make it happen. So I will say I have been blessed to be able to attribute as much as I can to this school during my journey here. Right?
When you came here, did you know about all the clubs we have?
I did my research. You best believe that. I was on, how about this? I went to the school website. I was looking at the clubs. I thought I was genuinely going to be joining the radio club, like AC Review, that's what I thought I was going to be doing.
Atlantic Cape Review, the newspaper?
Yes, the Atlantic Cape Review newspaper, because in my mind I was like, okay, if I'm going to be here, I want to build my resume somehow. I'm in marketing, so that's what I thought I was going to be doing. Ended up doing the work study thing, and that helped a lot. But I did know about some of the resources.
I personally, when I started at Atlantic Cape in January of 2023, I started here, and I barely managed to enroll. I was very hesitant about going to college because I wasn't sure if I wanted to continue in education, just because I hated high school so much. I was like, why am I even trying to learn? But literally, I think 2 days before the spring semester started, I went into the school here and I tried to sign up for some classes. And they made it so easy for me. They sat me down and they said, okay, here's your class choices. We'll do this for now and see what you like. And I did it. And I started my classes. I was like, wow, this is actually pretty cool. I actually kind of enjoy learning, and I started doing it. And I think for the first spring semester and for the entire summer semester, I took classes during the summer too. I didn't join any clubs at all, and I kind of really regret it because when I didn't join, I was just going to school and going back, and I didn't make any friends. Like, I literally had no one to talk to at school. And when I started in the student government in the fall, and I started talking to actual like-minded people who are getting an education, you know, I started to feel the community around me, and you can't feel that unless you start joining a club and getting involved, because if you don't do that, then you are not seeing this whole. You're not seeing this whole.
You're actually really enjoying the campus life.
Yeah, you're enjoying the camp. We don't have as great a campus life as maybe some of the four-year universities, but we do our best and try to get into the clubs because they will, you know, provide you with that outlet.
We experience a lot of things like other 4 years college.
Yeah, we have some similarities. Yeah, well, we do our best, right? So we're almost done here. Do you have any advice for students looking to make their mark at Atlantic Cape before we stop?
Okay, advice for students. You already hit it on the nose when it comes to joining clubs and getting involved, right? Because when you join clubs, one, that's exposure. When you take on leadership responsibilities in the clubs, well, that's more, not just exposure, that's experience for you to put on your resume. You're showing that, hey, I can handle these responsibilities. I can conduct myself as a professional adult. I can organize these events, you know what I mean? And so, as we already said, there's a bunch of opportunities here for you, right? All you have to do is go reach your hand out and take it, and you will get what you invest in times fold. So that's pretty much all I have for you then.
Absolutely, man. So thank you so much, Ibrahim, for joining us.
You.
Yeah, it's really been a pleasure, and you are such an influential person on this campus. I hope you know you do great work here. We really appreciate you, and I think everyone else appreciates you. The work you do, and you make it entertaining too. That's the thing. When we see it on Instagram, we see those posts, and we're like, "Wow, this is good."
I really try.
Yeah. He tries, man. We're trying too. All right, so stick with us. We hope to keep doing this, and we hope to provide you more entertaining conversations as we go along. So, thank you so much for joining the Atlantic Cape Student Government Podcast today, and we will see you in the next episode.
Bye.